back again. I just wanted to talk about something that I had experienced, and it was interesting. I woke up the other morning and I had this awareness that what had been done to me, I had done to another. And I'd never actually thought that ever before. I'd never had that awareness or realization about something that I kind of wasn't aware of. And this is the shadow work that we're all doing right now. We're waking up to the stuff we've put in the dungeon, or we've put in our deep subconscious places. And we put it there because, our mind is always trying to compartmentalize to stay safe. That's what the mind does. It's a good mind. It's trying to keep it away from us so we don't have to feel it, because the new brain keeps us from emotional pain. And so can you see how that, it's like people with addiction, your mind will actually keep you from the truth of that addiction. It sort of compartmentalizes. So people can tell you till they're blue in the face, you're an addict, and nah, don't take it. I mean, you'll have all the excuses, all the reasons under the sun, don't take my little pleasures away, all of this. And it's a way of you rejecting or defending yourself from the truth, because your mind doesn't want to know the truth. Your mind doesn't want to see the truth, because if you see the truth, you're going to have to wake up to the truth. You're going to have to take responsibility for the truth, and you're probably going to have to change. And we don't like change. People generally are terrified of change. We want to stay in our own little pattern of what we've been doing, even if it doesn't work for us. We are that. If you can see smoke, I'm not on fire, it's just my atomizer blowing this way. And so I woke up and I had this kind of realization, and I don't know about you, but 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, that's when I think my body has kind of come back down, and all the stuff is coming up into the conscious mind, and you can't change what you don't know. So I love this. I love dreams. I love having these realizations in the morning, and I love waking up to myself at a deeper level, because what I don't know, I can't change, and what I don't know, I can't take responsibility of. And realizing that I've been doing something that didn't work for me then, isn't working for me now, and actually is possibly harming another person. And I don't mean physically harming them. It's almost like if you get shut down and you now feel shut down, well, then you want to shut down other people. It's like we just kind of do this, don't we? It was done to us, and now I'm doing it to others. And I knew it to be true. I absolutely knew it to be true. As soon as I was like, oh yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't want to hear that about myself. No. But I was curious, I was open, I wasn't defensive, and I realised, my heart is quite open to actually, people looking in and speaking into it, including myself, because really I'm the only one, I believe. But, someone's saying, not that anyone said anything, but I realise I'm my own worst enemy. So if I can wake up to it and realise, wow, that was repressed in me, I then was repressed, and then I tried to repress it in another, in a way that I wasn't even aware of. And even now I'm still coming to terms with what that might mean. And it's kind of big. It's like, well, what do I do with that? Well, first of all, I recognise, yes, that's true. As soon as it came up, I knew it to be true. And I might not have liked it or wanted it, but totally own that. Absolutely. But then I know myself. It's all my fault. I'm a terrible human being. And I will take all of the responsibility for that and then condemn myself. But I tend not to do that anymore. I tend to see things from a much more even objective. And I can see, yes, I played my part and the other person played their part. So I'm not 100% to blame. And if I do that, then kind of that means you're in a black and white place anyway. So, children think very black and whitely. So if you're in a very black and white place, you're probably in victim mode or blame mode, or it's all my responsibility. Well, it takes two to tango. It takes two people. It takes two people to be in this. It's not all my fault. And so I didn't, which is what I would normally do. I'd beat myself up. I'm to blame. It's all my fault. And I would take all the responsibility, which is what I did for many years. But now I'm a lot better, and I realise that, it's not all my fault. Yes, I played my part, but so does the other person. And I realise that's what we're all on. I really believe that this year is a year, as I've said before, for deep authenticity. Now, deep authenticity is about knowing thyself, knowing who I am, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I can be wonderful and lovely and kind and calm and warm and compassionate and empathic, but I can also be controlling, harsh, judgmental, not as angry, not as much as I ever was, but I have the capacity. I am good, bad, and ugly, which means the bad and ugly was the stubborn, arrogant, pig-headed, maybe arrogant. And I realized from a last video, I had that awareness of, there is a part of me that can perhaps be quite arrogant. So that's maybe something I've judged. Now I just embrace it. Now I just go, oh, look. Now I'm not quick to reject and deny and avoid or try and repress it so no one can see it. Because, God forbid anyone sees that part of me. No, I need to see that part of me, own it, so I can bring it into the family, so I can love it unconditionally. Doesn't mean I have to like it, doesn't mean I have to want it, but there's a part of me, and I recognize that these parts of me, they work for me and sometimes they work against me. They're not right, they're not wrong. That's just black and white thinking. Nothing's right or wrong. Does it work for you? Does me, if I had a drink problem, drinking too much every night, does that work for me? Probably not. Does that mean sitting on my bum and never doing any exercise? Does that work for me? No, probably not. Does it mean I'm right or wrong? No, it doesn't mean either of that. It just means that maybe that doesn't work for me. So I want you to get away from judging yourself as right or wrong, good or bad. And we do that, don't we? With food, we do it with everything. Oh, I had a really bad weekend. I didn't get all the things I wanted to do. And we judge and deem ourselves bad and wrong. No, maybe that didn't work for me. But for you, if you kind of sat around and didn't do anything, it didn't leave me feeling accomplished, satisfied, content, good in myself. It's the weekends that I get the perhaps list of things that I want done, and then I have a bit of everything. I have a bit of work, rest, and play, and if I balance it out, then I had a good weekend, or I had a weekend that worked for me. It left me feeling good. It's hard to get away from good and bad, isn't it? As you can see. We're so indoctrinated into these things, aren't we? Oh, that food's good. Lettuce is good. Sugar is bad. Nothing is good or bad. And I think we've got to get out of calling it that. If I eat this, is it going to work for me or against me? Because too much of a good thing isn't good for you, is it? Too much cauliflower or broccoli or sprouts, too much of a good thing can give you a bellyache. I know it does me if I eat too many veggies. If I eat too much fruit, it's a lot of acid in fruit. It gives me a dodgy belly, a dodgy stomach. So everything has to be kind of balanced. And I don't like the word balanced. Makes me think I'm on a tightrope and it's like, ooh. Measured, tempered. I have a sweet tooth, and if I don't temper that sweet tooth, then I eat too much and feel like crap. So I have to temper my urges to overeat sweet stuff. So me understanding more about myself, know thyself. This is what we're all here to do. Know thyself, be okay with who we are, and reach our full potential. Because it's those negative self-beliefs that keep us stuck, that keep us trapped, that keep us from being who we really want to be, actually living life on our own terms. And I spent many years punishing myself for the terrible things I thought I'd done, and it wasn't actually that bad, but I condemned myself quite heavily. Now, not everyone's like that. Some people are like, oh, I've never done anything wrong. They can't see any of the things they've done wrong. No, I'm great. And on some level, I was like that too, because I really struggled to look in on myself. But I felt overly responsible for everything and everyone. So if someone was unhappy, then obviously that was my fault, because I'm to blame for everything. Or we go the other way, I'm to blame for nothing. And I could do either of those things. So for me to be able to see myself, warts and all, as I am, and still hold space, love me, acknowledge me, honour me, even the parts that I don't actually really like or don't want to be, or didn't even realise I was being. I didn't realise I was perhaps doing what I was doing that had been done to me. That was a part in my shadow that only just recently come up. That's like, we're like onions, we peel us back. And this is what I say to people. They come in, they do great work, and then they go away. They come back and they go, why is this still an issue? And I say, this is neutral. You do the work to the level that you are conscious of. So you do the work and you go here. And then a couple of years down the track, you go even deeper. And you go deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's the onion skin, that metaphor of going down, down, down. And as we do one layer of work, as we do life, another is revealed, another depth that we can go to reveal our own unforgotten, unspoken, unhealed wounds. And it's ongoing. We are really, once you open the doorway and start recovering, it is a recovery program. I think NA and AA, we have a lot to learn from that, because it's a program that's ongoing. And I think our own spiritual, psychological, emotional well-being is a recovery program that we get into. So once you start, don't think just because you've been to see a therapist for 6 weeks or even, I actually don't, it's tricky, isn't it? Because I believe if someone's really struggling, I'll say, look, book 6 sessions. Then we'll play it by ear. I actually rather do 6 to 8, 10, 12 sessions and then see where somebody's at. Maybe they need to go off for a few months, maybe 6 months, maybe even a year or 2 years. But when you feel the need, come back. And so you've done all this work and it's fantastic. And I think we make a big mistake of going, oh, well, that's it now. I'm done. No, you're not done. You're never done. It's ongoing. It's always ongoing. And we can always go to deeper and deeper and deeper levels, because I think this time around we are healing generational wounds. We are healing the whole lot. It isn't just maybe your wounds, but maybe the wounds that your parent and your forefathers had that are in your DNA. And now this time in history is a time where we're healing it all. And so it can feel like a big deal. It can feel, and your rational brain is going to go mad trying to work it all out, but you cannot work it out. You just have to honor the feeling of it and just allow it, hold itself, soothe it in ways that we perhaps didn't get when we were growing up. So this is about teaching you. And once you learn the basics, sometimes it's good to throw something around with somebody. And I have clients that will come back every, 6 months, every year. This has happened, and we do that because they've done quite a bit of work. We've set the grounding where they have learned to come through for themselves and learn to listen to themselves and take back the power and feel empowered and do their own work. But then there are moments where you just really want to talk something through with someone, and you get a bit of feedback and you go, well, what about this? And you kind of talk about that. And then you reveal what you see. And somehow that unlocks another part of the puzzle that you can actually go in and look at and heal, feel and heal. And so it's the adventure. This is the adventure. How deep can I go within my own being to heal all the wounds so I can learn to love myself unconditionally, live life on my terms, be free, feel free to be the person I actually want to be, not the person I was conditioned to be. And so you don't do anything out of obligation. You do it out of a heart that is open and wanting. I don't know about you, but, I went round my mum's yesterday and took scones and jam and cream. I just fancied, I'm going to take, afternoon tea round for my mum. I knew she'd like that. It was a bank holiday or a public holiday here in Australia. And I didn't feel obliged to do that. I wanted to do that. I wanted to do it with my whole heart, and I said yes, yes, yes to it. I didn't feel like, oh, I had to, I should, I must. I wanted to do that, and she really appreciated it, and we had a lovely few hours, and it was lovely. I made scones. I love cooking. So you want to do things with a good heart, not because you feel like you must or you should or you know, like obliged. You want to make your yes, 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 and your no, 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 no. The night before, she'd invited us out. She'd invited us around for dinner. My sisters were going around there. She was doing a Mexican. I'm not a lover of Mexican, and I was like, actually, no, I won't do that, Mum. I'll come up and see you on the Monday, and I'll bring scones and German cream, and that is something I really wanted to do. So it's about saying no to the things you don't and yes to the things you do, and then making up your own mind. What is it you want? Who do you want to be? What do you want to do? Like, what is it you want? What is it you want? What do you want? Do you even know what you want? Do you know what you need in any given time? Do you know you at all? If you've clicked onto this video, ask yourself why. Why? Because I don't know how the algorithms work. I have no idea how any of this works. So you click on a video, and sometimes it will come up, and I know when I'm looking on my feed, oh, that looks interesting, I'll listen to that. And then I'm like, why am I listening to this? Oh, this is interesting. And maybe it's just a word for me in this moment. Maybe this is a word for you in this moment. But you've clicked on it for some reason. Maybe this is something you need to address. Maybe you need to think about a bit more. What is it I want? What do I need? Has it ever been about you and what you want? What are you? Are you a product of your conditioning, or are you living life on your terms? Do you even know what that is? Do you even know what that looks like? How do I know what I want? Well, you have to feel and be connected with yourself. This is your avatar, and you have to take responsibility. Manage this, control this, take care of the body, right? You are the observer of it all. That is the bigger part of you. This is the avatar, okay? This isn't who you are. This isn't who you really are. This isn't who you really are. You're much more than any of this. Your emotions, your thinking, your body. You're much bigger than that. And you know it's not who you are because you can observe the mind, observe the emotions, and observe the body. And so this is about you getting to know you. This is about you learning all you can about you. Because the unexamined life is a life not worth living. If you don't know what drives you, what compels you, then who's gonna? Stop looking outside of you. Start looking inside. Take responsibility. Come back to you. Come back to you. Anyway, just a challenge. If you'd feel challenged by this, there's lots more videos that I've put out. Maybe take a look. Or if you feel a connection, if you feel like you want to reach out, then do so. I work one-on-one. I love working with people that are ready to do the work, that are wanting things to be different but just don't know how and don't know where to begin. So I'll say goodbye. I'll leave it there. Bye for now.